You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel, the most satirical channel on YouTube. Hey, how about this? The most cynical channel on YouTube. That's right, satire, cynicism, comedy, humor, except, well, this isn't funny. Folks, the United States government, the federal government up from Washington, D.C. has been swearing up and down that Russia's gonna attack any minute now. Oh, by the way, notice the color of my shirt. This is very concerning, right? The U.S. is again warning that Russia is preparing for imminent attack because shelling has now occurred. That is the use of explosives and weapons. It has occurred between the Ukraine government and rebels. Not Russians, rebels. Right? A U.S. envoy to the United Nations says that evidence on the ground is that Russia is moving toward an imminent invasion. Who is this U.S. envoy? Who gives a shit about the United Nations? And what evidence? Since the evidence I'm aware of is that the Russian military is moving away from the Ukraine border. See, Russia has been trolling the United States, making fun of the Biden administration, laughing at our military, NATO coalition, just laughing at it. They're putting John Travolta and Mr. Bean memes out there, twittering, tweeting, laughing at these idiots. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. They're laughing at him. But the United States government, folks, the quickening is upon us. They have to act. If they're going to get war, they've got to push it. Their narrative over Cerveza bug is failing. People are rejecting that. That's another story. The economy, they're pumping huge amounts of cash into it and pretending like they're tightening. It's failing. There are huge problems, folks. Will the lights go out? Probably not. Will they stop growing 100% of the food? No. I mean, yeah, there's going to be less food and less electricity, but the whole system, well, if it comes down, we're back to cart and horse and Stone Age. I don't think they want to go that far down in destruction, but things are going to get a lot worse, a lot tougher. Are you prepared? And understand, they need war to distract us. They've been trying to distract us for years now, folks, trying to scare us for years, and they're trying to scare us now. U.S. war, Russia preparing for imminent attack. Really? I got a question. Who is supporting the rebels? We know that the United States government sent a bunch of military equipment to Ukraine, their military. Probably because Ukraine's like, dude, if we're going to do any of this false flag crap, we're not using our own weapons. So the U.S. sends them weapons to fire at the so-called rebels. Who is supporting these rebels? Who is training these rebels? Who is advising these rebels? And what is the point of the rebels anyways? Could it be CIA Satan? Could be, right? Could it be the CIA once again fomenting rebellion against government? Oh yeah, very common, is it not, for the CIA to do that? Back in the 50s, they did it in Iran. Just a few weeks ago, it was tried in Kazakhstan. They've been pushing it in Syria. They succeeded in Libya. They've wanted the Ukraine for quite some time. Folks, it is patently obvious who is supporting the rebels. Right? Things don't happen by accident. They're not organically created. Not when DC and London are in on it. When they're in on the deal, you know it's all fabricated horseshit. Now, only because history has demonstrated that to be a fact. I think it's a logical fallacy to look to history as a guide and then ignore it. That is the lack of common sense and intelligence. We need to look to history and say, ha 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 ha, we see what you're up to. You've done it before, and this is happening again, right? Folks, they're stepping it up. I mean, in front of God and the world, they're lying and saying Russia's going to invade, while Russia's saying we're not, while Ukraine, the government, was saying you're not. Now, all of a sudden, the Ukraine government is shelling rebels, not Russians, rebels. They're having to push this war. They need the distraction. They need fear. They need war. They need their great reset, folks. They don't want to lose their control. Do you believe them? Do you buy this for a second? And the quickening is more than just Ukraine and Russia. Look at what's happening even with Hillary, right? Unbelievable what is going on with Hillary. I mean, it's literally unbelievable. Right? New documents have revealed. We're getting new stuff every day. The hits just keep on coming, right? Arkansas hillbilly Hillary, right? Can't get out of the limelight. She wanted back in it, and as soon as she did, look out. Illegally spying on Trump's internet activity, right? The same firm was on Biden's campaign payroll in 2020. The same company, you know, they're tying Hillary right to it. Hillary wanted to get back in. She wants to be in charge. The Democrats don't have a whole lot of choice. Who else are they going to put up there? Right? They're all a bunch of stooges anyways. But the point is that Hillary is in big trouble. Will she wear the bracelets? I hope so. What are the odds? Not real good. But the exposure, folks, it's accelerating. The narrative is failing at a quickening rate. Right? We know what Biden is. His brains are failing at a very quickening rate. Kamala is proving to be inept at a quickening rate. Hillary wants to get back in there as fast as she can, and she is falling apart. The mainstream media, in an attempt to hide the fact that they're failing at a quickening rate, is trying to ask tough questions, and she's ignoring them. I mean, she even comes out and says her attorney is innocent. She's innocent. There's no lying going on. Well, wait a minute. I thought her attorney was indicted for lying. I mean, I know that a lot of lawyers, that's part of their job, especially DC lawyers. If you're not lying, you're not trying. That's where they're at. I am expecting a very big event in 2022. We've got the midterm elections coming up at the end of the year in November. Democrats are failing left and right in their campaigns. We need to do what, folks? You and I, we are preppers. What do we need to do? We need to keep the pressure on. Yes, number one, get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense plan, all that. Number two, prep to action. Keep writing, texting, emailing, phone calls, messaging, and then, of course, sharing these videos. Share that internet address. We need to keep that pressure on, right? CNN, lowest ratings ever, the most untrusted news network ever, right? They're going down. They're trying to ask Hillary questions, trying to sound like they're interested in the news. People still don't give a shit. They're going after Biden, trying to ask tough questions of Biden. No one cares. And then Biden doesn't answer. Jen Psaki ignores facts, makes more bullshit statements. Hillary, no one wants to hear from. Even the mainstream media doesn't like her. Nobody likes her, but she's incredibly powerful. How? How does she have this power if she's so unloved? That's the incredible part. I'll tell you why. She is so feared. The money behind her wants her in power. The money behind Hillary knows that she will do anything. She is the most despotic, despicable, deplorable politician in America. And they own her. And they want her in power. She is willing, in my estimation, my guesstimation, in my satirical and cynical viewpoint, she could be the next Hitler easily. She could make Hitler, I don't know, look like an amateur. Already, folks, we have an incredible, this is just, it hurts me knowing how many people have taken the Jim Jones juice and are suffering. I'll talk about that in the next video because of the forced, coerced duress that they've been under, the trickery, the lying, the fear, the baiting of America and the world, the abuse of authority, the abuse of trust. I'm sure Hillary is just fine with it. In fact, I bet she wants more of it. Biden wants more of it. Justin Trudeau wants more of it. And they're pushing for war, folks, in Ukraine. They're going to try and manufacture a situation, blame Russia, and then go in. Why? It's just going to create more conflict, more tension, more war. Well, that very well could be what they're after. And if war breaks out over in Europe, imagine the social unrest that'll break out here. Imagine how the federal government and Democrat states will go after their own people, their own citizens. Once again, they'll have a little fake conflict over there and then turn the full attention against the people and accuse them of being Russian puppets, anti-American insurrectionists. Yeah, we want freedom and liberty, and we're the insurrectionists. You guys want total control. You guys want war powers over the people of America, and we're the insurrectionists. We have a constitution restricting, prohibiting, and forbidding any such actions by the government, yet that's the power the government wants. How does that work? Get prepared, folks. Watch this channel, share this information. I'm not saying do anything evil, unlawful, harmful, or dangerous. No, no, no. I'm saying be prepared for what they are doing. By watching them, we see how they are speeding up. They're leading a quickening pace because they want their great reset, folks. They're running out of time and they know it. There's a lot more to this than just Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot more to this than just Trudeau and truckers. There's a lot more to it, and we'll cover it all. That's why you need to hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and even go to Patreon. If you're on YouTube, go to Patreon, $2 a month, sign up. It funds all of our activities, our research, our work that we do, networking, bringing things in. A bunch of you saw last night that I was up in the middle of the night again, sending out emails, doing research. It's not easy, right? I think I drink probably too much coffee, but it doesn't matter, folks. We have to stay on top of this. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Semper Fi, Godspeed, and thank you for enjoying the satire and my cynicism, humor, and some current events.
Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.